G'day, and this is Tragic again, and I just want to do a little follow-up to my draft magic tutorials that I did for making your own draft videos. And basically, a guy called Flaming Sheep in one of his draft videos in the community content section of the Draft Magic website was asking about something about InfranView. And basically, if you remember, I said that if you load up InfranView and you turn off the status bar, you turn off the toolbar, you turn off the caption bar, and you turn off the menu bar, you basically have this little resizable window which you can use as a tag for your videos. So you can size this down like this, and you have like a nice little video tag which will be on your recording. Now the thing is, you do have this kind of outline, so there's border on the box, and you can't get rid of that. But there is actually a way you can get rid of that. And yeah, so Flaming Sheep, this guy was asking about this, so I did actually have this solution, so I thought I'd just quickly make a video for it. Basically, you want to use the slideshow function. So just open the button and click on the slideshow function, and in automatic after, we're just going to set this something really large. Just put it as I don't know, 9,000 seconds, and make sure show text is unticked. And in play in full screen, we want to change that to play in Windows mode. Yeah, and you'll probably have centered ticked, so just leave that for now. And if I play this now, you'll see that it appears on the screen. It is still on top. It looks good. It is completely. It doesn't have any border. It is in. It's not interactive though. So you cannot resize this image in this way. So you have to actually make sure that your image is the perfect size for when you do this. But of course, this is too large. So what you need to do is, if we just go back to the slideshow settings, in the play in Windows mode, you have a couple of options here. Basically, here in the width and height, you have to set this to be the same as the dimensions as your image. So if I just load this image up, this is another image viewer that I use all the time called InfranView. This is my preferred viewer for Windows. Basically, this image, as you can see, is 212 by 188. So if I just type in 212 by 188, and now I go play in slideshow, you can see that it comes in perfectly sized. It's cropped to the exact dimensions of the image, and it's all perfect. Now we just need to place it on the screen. Now the way you do this is, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Basically, if I just go back into the settings, if I untick centered, you now have the X position and Y position. Now X is horizontal and Y is vertical, and 0, 0 is always the very top first pixel, like the very first pixel on the screen position, which is the top left. So that is 0, 0, which means if I play the slideshow now, you'll see that it appears at the very top hand corner on the left. And that is because that is the 0, 0 position. And this is a terrible place to actually have the image, because the zoomed in card view will be obscured, which is sort of completely defeats the purpose of having the card view. So a good place, in my opinion, to have this is down in the bottom right. Now, as you'll see, the actual image itself, because it's a square, just like your desktop, also has a 0, 0, which is the very top left hand corner of the image, and that is where it's drawn from. So you're matching those two. You're matching the top left hand corner of the desktop with the top left hand corner of the image. That's why it's sort of perfectly in that top left hand corner. But we want it in the right hand corner, bottom. So what we're going to do, we're just going to load up, if I just come along here, we're just going to load up the calculator, just because I suck at maths. And if I go right click screen resolution, you can see that my screen resolution is 1920 by 1080. So basically all I need to do is go 1080 minus 188 and that's 892, and just type that in there, 892, and 1920 minus 212 equals 1708. 1708. Now if I hit play slideshow, it appears perfectly in the bottom corner of the screen, and that just looks fine. And there is another way you can do this as well. Once you've got your screen set up the way you want, if you just press the print screen button and then you go into a program like InfranView, or I think InfranView can probably do it, or Photoshop definitely can, whatever. But the point is you want to import the clipboard like so. And this is just a screenshot of my desktop. Now all these applications, including Photoshop or GIMP or ArtRage or whatever, will have a cursor position data. So if you look down here, it says X447 and Y1079, and as I move the mouse around you can see those numbers change. So say I wanted this image to appear, to draw itself from that dot there, I can just hover my mouse over it and we can look down and we can see that is 1593 by 339. So all I need to do is go back into the slideshow and just turn this into 1593 by 339. I think that's what it was. And now if I go play slideshow, you can see that it's positioned itself just where my mouse was pointed to that star. See, I put my mouse there and you can see it's 15.9 whatever, and that's an easy way to get your screen positioning. And that's pretty much how to do it with InfranView. That's yeah, so that's the end of that. And there's one other thing I want to show you. I actually have this other application called Impression Eyes, and as you see, if I just load it up in Impression Eyes, it is already resized and this is draggable. So if I load up the image, all I need to do is right click on it and go View, set to always on top, and I can position this and it removes that fiddliness that InfranView has. Now the problem with Impression Eyes is that it actually costs money. It's like $3. Impression EYES, okay. But just by some kind of bizarre fluke, there's this actual website called Giveaway of the Day. I don't know whether it's going to be there forever, but there's a website called Giveaway of the Day which actually has this application for free as some kind of special giveaway, which is where I got my copy. And I don't know how long that's going to be there, but it's there at the moment. Anyway, so that basically allows you to do the same thing as all that sort of InfranView slideshow stuff, but very, very easily. Now, it also has this other function, which is extremely cool, but unfortunately doesn't work very well with Camtasia. I'm actually recording this section of the video with a SM recorder, but basically if you press the F7 button, it actually takes the transparency of your image into account, and that is extremely cool. But unfortunately Camtasia doesn't work. If like the application will work in Camtasia, but if you enable the transparency while in Camtasia, the image will completely disappear as if the entire image is transparent. I'm not really sure how to fix that. It could have something to do with Camtasia switching off aero mode in Windows. Still, it's very, very cool, and it also, if I open up this image, it's very, very powerful, as in like it can even do graduations. It's not just transparency on and off. You have levels of transparency, as you can see here. See how it sort of fades out. So you can have much more advanced cool imagery for your tags if you do it this way. So that's it. I hope you like this video. These are your two options. You've got three options. You've got InfranView using the thumbnail mode, which is what you see here. You have Impression Eyes right, which is what I've got moving around at the moment, or you can have impression eyes and actually have transparency, but that doesn't work with Camtasia. The other version, if like impression eyes, works fine in Camtasia as long as you don't enable transparency. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you've got any questions, leave me a message, and yeah, thanks for watching.